Hi, my love. How are you? I want to talk a little bit about navigating darkness today. Yes, I know it's another big one, but we're brave and we're in a safe space together so we can be comfortably uncomfortable, right? Yes, 100%. Um, I truly believe that darkness doesn't take away the beauty, sometimes it reveals it, right? And I think there's proof of that in the beauty in the night. The beautiful phases of the moon, for instance, the many stars that are always with us, but we can only see when it's dark, is another example. There's a lot to be gained in the stillness of the dark as well. I think that darkness can be so transformative. I think about babies being created in the womb, right? I think about seeds being buried and then sprouting in the darkness. I think about caterpillars, cocooning and gaining their wings. There's so much about transformation that happens only in the darkness, right? The beginning of a new, right? That rebirth of sorts. And I think that when we look to nature, we can learn a lot about embracing the darkness, and I know sometimes it's easier to operate out of fear than it is to operate out of faith. But there's one of my favorite quotes for all of my Star Wars peoples out there. I love you so much. Please don't ever leave me. Princess Leia, when she says, hope is like the sun. If you only believe in it when you see it, you'll never make it through the night, right? And I think that's a really important thing to think about. It's what I think about. I hope it's output of you too, even if you're not into Star Wars, right? Because for me, what that means is like the darkness is inevitable, right? It just is. Just as the sun will set and the moon will rise, it's inevitable, right? But so is the light. So is the sunrise. Just as the sun sets, it will rise. And we have so much faith in that in our everyday that it won't be night forever, you know? And we could really do ourselves a solid if we could really start believing in the phases of our life being that way as well, that the sun is always on its way. The light will always find us. The darkness can't last forever, you know. Sometimes it feels like it's going to, but especially if you're going through the darkness right now, I want to take a moment to slow down and really just say to you that the darkness can't last forever, my love. Okay. And I want you to think back on a time when you thought that it was going to be night forever in that phase of your life. And the sun eventually rose. It's always on its way. And if you're going through that right now, I want you to trust and believe that it's currently on its way as well. Right. And I think that instead of us hiding from the darkness and burrowing our heads in the sand, I think we could learn a lot by embracing the magic that is in the darkness, right? And we've already mentioned a few things, but you know, there's so much beauty that we would miss out on if we constantly were hiding. And also, how would we ever know that the sun is rising if we constantly are hiding, right? So, I think that the darkness comes to transform us. Um, And I really, really would like for us to get back to a place, within our human experience where we're guided by the beauty and the magic of the night, such as the moon and the stars, right? When we look back on our ancestral history, no matter who we are, where we come from, the night was so important to the evolution of humans in general, right? We used it for navigation and to estimate when the seasons would change, and all these things that were beautiful and that we still use to this day. But I think we've moved a little bit too far away from really embracing the night, really embracing the darkness of life, right? And I just want you to know, right, that it doesn't have to be so big and scary all the time, that you really can embrace the transformation and the beauty and the magic that there is here in the darkness right now, and that it can't possibly last forever, right? Again, I promise you, my love, the sun is coming. It is always on its way, right? But just as sure as you are of that, right? Be sure that there will be seasons of darkness, but know that there is magic there. Know that life begins there sometimes. Okay? That's really all I wanted to talk about today. I know it's a short one, but yeah, I think we've come to the point where I hate to do it to you, but I'm gonna leave now. But I'll always be with you, my love. I will always come back. Okay? I love you so much, and we'll talk soon. Bye.